a stroll downtown this evening when I heard music echo through the night. The same old songs that I heard the night before. So I started running so I wouldn't be too late. I didn't think that I would ever see your face again, but I was wrong. Yeah, I was wrong. When I got close, my heart was pumping to the beat that was blasting through the night. And on the street, the crowd was jumping, singing songs and dancing through the night. I didn't think that I would ever see your face again, but I was wrong. I can't believe we're dancing in the street. All I ever wanted was to get close to you. Now I'm burning up in your atmosphere. I can't feel my feet while we're dancing in the street in the neon light. Let the music go repeat all through the night. And when the music started to fade out, the first rays of sunlight lit up your eyes. Oh, how I wish this night would never end, so we can keep on dancing. I didn't think that I would ever see your face again, but I was wrong. I can't believe we're dancing in the street. All I ever wanted was to get close to you. Now I'm burning up in your atmosphere. I can't feel my feet while we're dancing in the street in the neon light. Let the music go repeat all through the night.
Well, that ended abruptly. I thought I would do a fade out. I always forget all these different fade in and fade outs. Hello, Planarets. How are you? Nice to see you all here. So far, we have said hello to Maria. Hello, Stephanie. How are you? Chella, how are you today? Angela, hello, hello. And Stephanie is loving the choice of music. Yes, I try to bring something upbeat, something nice. I'm so glad you are enjoying the music, Steph. And hello, Elle, how are you? Happy Mother's Day for people in the US who celebrate. Thank you. Exactly. Those who celebrate. Hello, Elle. Happy to see you. Happy Mother's Day for everyone. Anyway, yes, well, I don't know if anyone spotted last week I said Happy Mother's Day, thinking that first Sunday of May was Mother's Day. But alas, it is the second Sunday of May here, for here in Australia, and I'm presuming in the US and a lot of other countries. So for those who do celebrate Mother's Day, whether you are a mum figure, a carer, happy Mother's Day to you, and we appreciate you. And so thank you for those that are celebrating. Now, so Steph did mention my little tiara and crown headband yesterday for Mother's Day, or rather Saturday. It's Monday here in Sydney, Australia. So Saturday, I took my mum and my dad. There was a nice artisan market near us in the city, and so it was raining, but some of the art stalls were inside the building. And one of the things that we saw, so my mum saw these cute little headbands. She wanted one. She tried on a couple, and I said, yeah, we'll get one. And then I saw this pretty little one, and I thought that could be a great way to maybe hide those fly away. I don't know if you could see those silver hair there. My hair's breaking, so I may have to speak to Elle naturally, or Elle, who has a YouTube channel for hair care and skin care, because my hair is snapping. It's probably because I'm just I'm not doing too much with my hair. So Elle, we may have to chat about that. So I'm so happy that you are all saying hello in the chat. Yes, Planarets assemble today. Honestly, love the headbands, and this one is so sweet, isn't it? Yes, hair care, doing so much on hair care at the moment too. Yes, I saw a lot of Elle's videos talking about hair care products, and some really affordable ones as well. So if you are looking for hair care and skincare routine to look after yourself, and we are going to talk about skincare routine as one of the great segue of one of my morning routines that I do practice. So let me just pop it through. So today we are going to talk about my ideal. See how the word my ideal, because I don't get to do it every day. And we speak about talking about consistency is not about doing something each and every time of the day, each and every time of the week. It's making sure consistent means that if you do fall off the wagon with any of the habits and routines that you have put for yourself, that you pick it back up again as best as you can. So if you miss a day, maybe pick it up the next day. If you miss a week, let's start a new day. Don't beat yourself up about it. So make sure that we talk about ideal morning routine, and we are going to talk about the reasons why I do it and the benefits that you may be able to get as well if you implement, if not all of these routines that I use, maybe one or two, to ensure that, as the video suggests, maybe if you're finding that your mornings are a little bit chaotic, if you're finding that you're a little bit stressed, if you're finding you're a little bit anxious to, looking forward to the day, what the day will bring, some of these morning routines that I have implemented throughout the years have helped me just calm the nerves, calm the anxious thoughts. So hopefully you will be able to get some information from today's video and talk and implement some of these things. So are we all good? Yes, Steph says ditto about the hair chat. Planner L assemble. Exactly. So we'll make sure we go and check out L's YouTube channel afterwards, because I need to make sure I'm not having all these snappy little hairs, because then there's like bits and pieces here. I try to flatten it with hairspray so that it's not all like standing up, making their own little crowns. So I did ask a little bit earlier in the little banner was, what morning routine do you never skip? So Maria says breakfast. See, even I know, of course, breakfast is one of, an important meal of the day, but sometimes I don't, eat breakfast. So it is important that we schedule that in. So, we go, yes, we have to eat, but sometimes when we're so busy, when we're so overwhelmed, we forget to eat. And then, of course, if you're like me, mum who gets hangry, hungry and angry, and then that can cause a little bit of chaos into your day. So yes, very important, breakfast. So do let me know, what morning routine do you not compromise on? Do you make sure that you, never skip? So let's first talk about the things that I do, and then hopefully you can go and tell me if that's something you do as well, or if it's something you will want to implement in your morning routine. So I'm going to go show you my desk, and then that way we can go and have a look. So this is my traveler's notebook in the regular size. So I have moved into this, and I have created my own planner insert printable download, so you can see them as the products tag under my description. So one of the things that I look at is I have created for myself, for those of you who are not new here, I have created, this is my task card. So it's made from laminated sheet. These are your sticky note flags, and I have labeled them in order for me. So I normally start with these when I'm not used to the routine yet. It's not habitual yet. So I need prompting. But now I just pop them in my little card slot here. Or if I am feeling a little bit all over the place, I will take this out of my planner. I'll either put it on my desk so it's nice and visible. And so I can go, all right, I've done that. I've done that. What's next? Or the other thing I have as well is in my habit tracker. So I have written them down here as well. Now, for those of you that go, Marianne, why are you doubling up? Why do you have this? Why do you have that? Sometimes I'll even write it on a post-it note. It's because the more you write things down, first of all, if it's not written down, it's less likely to get done. Or if you don't have a reminder, let's say if you use digital prompts like on your phone, if it's not written down, or if it's not something that you have visible, you are less likely to do it, because your brain is not meant to try and remember everything that happens in the day. So little things like prompts, trackers are important. So make sure you go, okay, where am I at? What do I need to do next? Especially if you are in a position where you are a little bit stressful, there's so many things on your plate, and then you'll forget what to do next. That is why, yes, I do double up. Sometimes I'll triple up. Sometimes I'll close the book, put these aside, and just put it on a post-it note or put it on my whiteboard. Whatever it is that you need to do to help remind you, do that. And if you have to write it 3-4 times, do so, because once you start to do it more often, then that's when it becomes habitual, right? Then it's sort of like when you're brushing your teeth. You don't have to remember to put toothpaste on your toothbrush, or when you're showering. That's why great ideas come into your head when you're showering, because you're not having to think, what do I do next? Oh yeah, conditioner first, and then shampoo, and then body wash, and then do this and do that. That's why great ideas, because your mind is clear. And so if you can, have a few, little prompts and little friendly reminders for yourself. So that's really important. That's why if you ever go, why does she have all of this? What a waste of time. For me, it's not a waste of time, because I know myself that I can get so lost in my head, get so lost in those anxious moments and anxious thoughts, that I need a lot of help. And so that helps me a lot. Hello, Adriana. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you. I appreciate you being here, and so glad that you are here. Chella says, I love this. I definitely need a little routine reminder at work on those super stressful and overwhelming days. Yes, and this is not just little task cards and little, trackers like this. Doesn't just have to be for your personal routines and habits. It could be for work. I remember when I used to work outside of the home, a 9 to 5 job, I knew exactly what I needed to do. I had a little checklist. Well, some of them you already know. Turn on the computer, get your coffee, set up your desk, right? Open your diary. You know exactly, if you work where you call clients, you know exactly who you need to call, because you have it written down. And so the same way, if you do feel a little bit overwhelmed at work, have a think. What things do I need to do in the morning to help set it for the day, and so I'm not feeling like, chaotic. That is a great idea, Charlie. Yes, give yourself little reminders, even little task cards. You don't have to go like little fancy crafty way like this. the craftiness of making this is one of my self-care things. One of the me time I love, I enjoy. It brings me joy to be creative. So I do it this way. But then if you just type it in a Word document, you know, a little, and then cut it out, cut a little sort of a credit card size, then that's it. Or just get a little cardboard or cardstock, write it down, whatever it is. You can be as creative or minimal as you can. So that is fabulous. I love that. Yes, I love that task card, and it is the link to on how to make this is in the description below, so you can watch that if you haven't watched it yet. So those are my little reminders. So what sort of things do I have on my to-do list? So, the first thing I like to do is I like to meditate. So, when I first started thinking about meditation, I thought it was about the crossing your legs, namaste, right? But then I discovered, I think it was during the lockdown and pandemic, a headspace kept popping up, and there's other apps as well, like Calm, that help guide you through meditation. But one of the things that brought me to use meditation was my older son started walking to school by himself because he asked, the school said when they're 11 or in their fifth grade or sixth grade, they are able to walk to school by themselves. Now, we only live a couple of blocks away, and there's only one major crossing, traffic lights that he had to cross, but still, my mum's anxious head would go to those really bad thoughts, and I couldn't shake it off. And it was just one of those things that just the things you read, bad things you read. So I needed to find a way to get those thoughts out of my head and just let them go away without making myself sick. So headspace was one of the things that I looked at, and mindfulness or meditation is a way to practice, just like you do any exercise, physical exercise. Meditation is a way for me to practice on, to focus on something, one focal point. So in this case, it could be breathing, right? Breathe in, breathe out. So then it's that you're focusing on. So any thoughts or feelings that come into your head, whether good or bad, you acknowledge it, and then you let it float away like a feather, or like blow it away like a cloud. And so how meditation has been a way. So anytime I feel like I'm less worthy, where I shoulda, coulda, anxious thought, imposter syndrome, I'm not good enough, I catch myself, not all the time, but again, it's a practice. Meditation is a practice. I catch myself, okay, just let's concentrate on our breathing. Breathe in, breathe out. And Headspace has a great app because then you have guided meditation, so you don't have to try and think it up yourself. So for me, meditation reduces the stress, because then what it does is the breathing in and the breathing out slows down your heart rate. Because when your heart rate is fast, what it's telling the brain is there's danger. So now we got to fight, we got to flight, or we got to freeze. So meditation allows you to calm your nerves. It also lowers the stress hormones that we know we get, whether you're a mom or not, or you're out at work and there's so many different things coming at you. It just helps lower the stress, and it also helps you focus. So then for me, it trains your mind. Remember how I said with that breathing in, breathing out, it helps train your mind, because it says concentrate on the breathing, concentrate on the breathing out. So then let me show you. So this is the Headspace app. And then in the Today, it just has a guided meditation. So someone speaks to you, breathing in, or little sounds that tells you to breathe in, breathe out. So if you can only you don't even have to have an app, right? You can just do it yourself. Take 5 deep breaths and just really focus on it. And then the other thing that's on the Headspace app is little things that, experts that talk to you about different things that can get in your way. And then there is a you can choose a 3-minute meditation, a 5-minute meditation, an 11-minute meditation. So whatever you have, I use this. So normally I will do just the 5 deep breaths to help slow down my heart rate, and then just the guided meditation. Now the great thing is I do have a 30-day guest pass. If you already don't use Headspace, there's a 30-day guest pass that you can use. I'm not affiliated, I don't get anything from it, I'm not sponsored, but this is just a thing that I started using for my own well-being, and help me focus, and then also helps you concentrate on focusing on something. So then if you are at work and you have you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to do this, you got to do that, what it does is it helps you, train your brain to just go, we're only going to focus on one task at a time. So single tasking, not multitasking that, everyone says that we, especially women, women are so good at multitasking. We're not supposed to be multitasking, because you're not concentrating all your effort and energy into one task. And that's where we get overwhelmed, because we got to do this, we got to do that, we got to do this. Oh, yes. And then again, tomorrow we're supposed to call someone, right? And then that's where the chaos, that's where the overwhelm and stress, and we can control it by just focusing on one single task. And of course, meditation, for me anyway, promotes well-being, because you are taking time for who? For you, for yourself. And that is one of the important things. Is so if in the morning, the first thing you do is look at the news, and then of course, there's so many bad things happening in the world. You look at, if you're like me, on a content creator, we didn't get enough likes, we haven't increased our followers. So then we are putting the focus on something else or someone else as first thing, and we are not prioritizing ourselves. So meditation for me helps promote that well-being, that I am so important. I am the most important thing in first thing in the morning. So I'm going to put time towards myself. And then that will help you mental clarity, mental well-being. And then it also will help you understand your own emotion. I mean, we'll talk to you in a second about mood logging, but knowing where certain emotions come from, and this is what I think has helped me so much, throughout the year of mental healing, is I am putting that effort. I'm putting that oxygen mask on myself first. So if you don't have meditation yet as part of your morning routine, it can just be as simple as breathing in, breathing out. It slows your heart rate down. It says to your brain, there is no danger. There is nothing to run from. There is nothing to fight. And there is nothing to freeze from. So Stephanie says, this has really helped me stay on routine at work and home. I think this is the task cards and having routines. I learned that in the productivity workshop, and I'm learning to focus on that card when everything is crazy. Total game changer. Exactly. It's again that focusing on what's next. It's just, we just got to focus on the next step, right? Of course, we'll have goals of where we need to go, but it's just the next step. So Adriana says, happy Mother's Day. Excellent. Happy Mother's Day. Multitasking is something I have been unlearning. Exactly. But what happens when we multitask? I always talk about that, the circus people that try and do the balancing plates on a stick. They spin it, spin, right? And then, of course, they're probably good at it because they've been practicing it for so long. But if you try and balance too many things at the same time and you're not concentrating, what happens? The plates start to fall. And then what happens? And then that can actually cause you to slow down. You got to start over again. You got to reposition everything again. So instead of trying to do too many things at the same time at the beginning, why don't we just focus on one thing and then do that well, finish it, then move on to the next one? And that too, Elle, I am practicing myself. I am practicing not to do too many tasks at the same time. So thank you, Angela. Happy Mother's Day to you. Nice to see you. Excellent. All right. So meditation. So, like I said, if you wanted to use, I do have a 30-day guest pass. No affiliation. I don't get anything from it, but you can use the Headspace app, and if it's just the breathing 5 deep breaths that you use, fantastic. But through it, I have learned as well quite a few things from the expert about the neuroscience of the way sometimes I get anxious. So that is in the description below for you. Now, before I do go on, I just want to make sure, because I am talking about mental well-being, that I just do want to put a disclaimer that anything that I speak about mental well-being and anxiety or anything like that, I'm just presenting it from my point of view. I am not versed on it. It's not an educational. It's just purely for entertainment purposes. And if you do find yourself that you are needing mental support, go, of course, seek for your doctor or any expert. So I just want to make sure, just a disclaimer, that I'm not an expert, but this is just what I have learned through my own mental healing in the last year after a mental breakdown, and it's helped me a lot more than without it. So just want to put that first out there. All right, so we good. Let me know if meditation is something you already do, or if it's something that you're going to try and implement in your morning routine. Okay, so the next one that I like to do is here it is, log in my mood. So what does that mean, logging our mood? So for me, mood logging allows me to go, why am I feeling the way I feel? Because if we don't know what the problem is, we can't fix it, right? So if you're a mom and your kid comes to you, Mom, ouch, it hurts. What hurts? This hurts. Show me. And then they might point to their finger. Oh, then you'll see a cut. Or, ouch, what's hurting? My knee. And then, okay, then you can go and fix the knee. But unless we know why we feel the way we do, then we can't figure out something to make us feel better. So one of the things that I do is I go and log my mood. So I use my Hobonichi weeks. So here I put my little tabs on the end, and what I do, I'll show you how the weeks. So the week spread is, you've got the horizontal layout for each day, and you've got a grid here. Originally, the way I did it, I use my Kina print stickers. So these are cute little Lola. That's the character that Kina has given this little sticker. And so just a visual, and it's fun because, I love stickers. And so pop the stickers. Here I would write why, what mood am I in? Why do I feel the way I do? All right. Also, how am I feeling? That's it. How I'm feeling. I'm feeling angry. I'm feeling happy. I'm feeling excited. I'm feeling nervous. I'm feeling sad. I'm feeling lost, right? So first, acknowledge how you feel. So acknowledging how I feel in the morning will allow me to not put it aside, right? Not put it under the covers or under the pillow and go, oh, I'll deal with that later. Because if we don't deal with it, guess what's going to happen? It's going to brew inside, or it's going to come out when it's unexpected. Maybe when a colleague, asks you for something, and then you just go, ah, or your kids, do something that they would normally do each and every day, but just, trigger you. So acknowledging how you feel and why do you feel that way. Now, make sure that you don't think that feeling is negative or positive. It's just, I always say, it's just like a text message that you're getting from yourself. Hey, you're feeling happy because, you're excited. You're going to go on a trip today. Hey, you're feeling angry because you didn't get a chance to be able to go for the role that you wanted, or you're feeling disappointed because your kids' team didn't win their soccer game, whatever it is, right? Your emotions and your feelings is just this little signal to yourself you're feeling that particular way because of a certain event. So mood logging, how do you feel? Why do you feel that way? And then what I do is I write, well, what can I do today to make myself feel better? Right. So that's how I originally had it at the beginning of the year. And then now I just have, because I really wanted to use more stickers. So how I feel, the visual in the sticker, how I feel, why I feel that way. And then this one is, what can I do today to make myself feel better? Or if you're already, happy, what else can I do to make myself feel better? And then this allows you to go, well, what solutions can I put in place to make sure that I, acknowledge the way I feel, but then turn it around? So we have a choice. You can have a choice for the moment to just sit with that emotion. If it's a big emotion, if it's going to take you a day to, come out of it, take the day. Sit on the couch, do nothing for a little bit. But if you, of course, have those goals that you want to achieve, we sort of have to make the choices. Do we want to sit in it for this long and then be upset with ourselves again that we haven't done anything? Oh, now I've sat on the couch and I've eaten, a bag of chips, a box of chocolates, a tub of ice cream, and then now I feel bad because then I'm put on weight. So then we have a choice. It's important that when you are acknowledging your emotions, that you give yourself time. It's like sometimes when we have those emotions, it's like our heart might be broken, our head might be broken. When physically, when we break, our back hurts or our ankle hurts, we take the time off, don't we? So we got to do the same when it comes to our emotion. And the mood logging has helped me a lot to go, Marianne, it's okay to feel the way you feel. Because, of course, this happened. You're happy because this happened. Yay! You're sad because this happened. Okay, let's embrace ourselves for a little bit and just be under the couch. So make sure you look after your moods as well, not just yourself physically, but emotionally, mentally. And unless we acknowledge how we feel, we won't know how to sort of like move from it. Okay, so for me, logging your mood allows you to increase your self-awareness. You might be able to start seeing patterns. I get anxious on a Sunday night because Monday work. And then if you go, well, if every Sunday night I'm getting anxious because I have to go to work the next day, what can I do on a Sunday? So logging your mood allows you to recognize patterns, the triggers. Is it a day? Is it, somebody? Maybe if somebody triggers you and, you get upset, maybe don't hang around that person too much. So allowing your mood allows you to see triggers. And then also you'll start to see, wow, on Fridays, I feel good. Because most time for us, those that work on a Monday to Friday, yay, the weekend. Then what can we do at the beginning of the week to make us look forward to the Tuesdays and the Wednesdays? Maybe we shouldn't wait until the weekend to to have some time for ourselves. Maybe on the Wednesday we go, you know what? I'm going to do something for myself on a Wednesday. So see how logging your mood will start to see triggers, patterns, and then you're able to respond to your emotions a lot better rather than react. I still react really badly sometimes where I'm just like, I lose it. Majority of the time, as Marie says, I probably haven't had any breakfast. So they'll go, Mum, have you eaten? No, I'm busy. I'm trying to get things done. And so sometimes, see, that's why it's ideal morning routine, because it's not about perfection. It's about trying to do something little by little each day, each morning to help you get better at this. It's a practice. And then, like I said, you'll identify your own patterns. Sometimes the only patterns that I used to see was, that time of the month type of pattern. right? And then you go, oh, yes, yes, it's the end of the month, it's the beginning of the month, it's the middle of the month. But it's not just about our own, the cycle. It's about different things as well. Environment, the people you hang out with. So then when you start to log your mood on a daily basis, you go, oh, hang on. After I, do this, I feel this. Or after I hang around that person, I feel great. Maybe I should catch up with them more. See? Get to be aware. Isn't that fantastic? You're like your own little detective of your own emotions. And so you, instead of wondering, why do I always feel this way? You get to say, oh, duh, no wonder. You get to see patterns. You'll get to go, hang on, why is it every Monday I feel good? Oh, that's because I get to do this on Mondays. How come on Thursdays I feel frustrated? Oh, there's a team meeting that I can't get my, ideas and thoughts forward because someone else is always taking the time. So you can start to see patterns. Isn't that brilliant? And then, of course, you get to be able to be a facilitator of your own emotional regulation. You can regulate it yourself just the same way. And this is where I think I started with mood logging, was because my younger son, who's 15 now, he's on the autism spectrum. Most of you that do watch me regularly know this. But he has, he can't at the moment, not all the time be able, there's certain emotions that he's not able to regulate himself. So that can come out as a challenging behavior, that can come out as a tantrum, that can come out as a a meltdown. So in order to try and assist him to be able to help regulate his emotions, I've learned for myself that, this doesn't just apply to my child who's on the autism spectrum with the special needs. It also applies to me. Because yes, there are different ways our brain works, but the brain, most of our brains work in the same way. So we need to be able to log your mood. You're going to be able to put in place ways to regulate it. So then if in the afternoon you get cranky, then maybe you tell your family, leave mum alone for about half an hour, please. And everyone will be happy. So logging your mood will also help you be resilient with your emotions. So if you get angry and frustrated, you go from 0 to 100 by knowing that, okay, I know I get angry during these times, but I know when I put these things into place that I can come down from it a lot quicker than I used to, that I'm not going to sulk in the corner for longer than I used to do. That's me. I used to have hours I wouldn't speak to my husband because I'm angry about something he probably didn't do. It's just the way I reacted to it. So it's allowed me to be a little bit more resilient, not be as anxious, and not get so angry all the time. So logging your mood really helps you be aware of this. Let's have a look. Chella says, I started mood logging after watching another one of your lives, and it does truly help to acknowledge your emotions and the reasons behind them. Because, unless we know why things are happening, then we can't fix it, right? The same way, if the sink is leaking, if we don't know where the leak is coming from, we could be like looking under that. I'm not a plumber, but be looking under the sink going, where's the leak coming from? And it could be just actually the tap, the rather than the pipes. That's my plumbing analogy. Very good. I'm so glad that has been able to help you, or just to be aware of how that emotion may affect your interaction for the day. Yeah. So I know for me, like when I'm getting a bit cranky, I don't look at my comments, because the other day I looked at my comments and I thought one comment was directed at me. It actually wasn't. It was directed at another commenter. And I had the knee-jerk reaction and commented on hers. And then after I read it, I went, I deleted the comment, but unfortunately she saw it. And then that affected her mood. And she wasn't, she was only helping. and then I'm very disappointed with myself. So now I make sure that I don't read the comments when I'm cranky, because I'm like, oh, yeah, well. So those are really good, because you're right. You are more aware of how you interact in the day. So two things so far. Guess what? They're all you centric. You know, meditating, logging your mood, and then one of the next things I do, is journaling. Right, so you could read and watch many others who talk about journaling, but for really, it's a great way to reflect and release whatever you feel inside: happiness, joy, anxiety, gratitude, confidence, resilience. So these are all. Let me show you. I actually for I think it was for my birthday and Mother's Day here in Kmart, Australia. I saw these books. So they are. I'm sure you'll be able to find, if you are in overseas, something similar. So first of all, I bought them for aesthetic reasons, because I love rainbow. But then the other thing is, each book has 150 little ways to make a big change. So depending on how I feel in the morning, I'll go, you know what, I'm a little bit anxious. So I might choose the anxiety free one, open it to any page, and then just read it. And I went, if it sort of reflects the way how I feel, I will then use that as a prompt or just a jumping start on what things I can write down in my journal. So you can other things you can do is, if you don't have books similar to this, is you can follow accounts that have, those quotes of the day. And so that is something, because I know when I follow other accounts, they'll share quotes from some other accounts. So you can do that. But this is one of the ways. So I'll pick it up. So the thing I do, let me just put this aside, is in my Hobonichi cousin. So this is one of the planners that I purchased at the beginning of the year, thinking it's one of the ones I'm going to be using all year round. However, I use it as my journaling log. So either I pick a prompt from one of these books, or I pick a prompt. Where did I put? I did have a prompt. So also another task card. So I've written it down. So I have morning prompts. So today's going to be a great day. How are you feeling? Gratitude journaling. I appreciate. And then also, if I don't do it as often. I don't do a reflection in the evening as much. I'll talk to you about that in a sec regarding my PM routine. So, if you want to reflect at the end of the day, celebrate wins, write down any of your worry. So then either or, and I'll pop it in the description. I do have a 30 morning journaling prompt printable download that you can grab. And then if you don't know really what to write about in your journaling, that is one of the ways. Now, you don't have to write a full page. You can just write, I think in the Hobonichi original, you can just do one page. You can just do one line. Don't put too much pressure on yourself trying to I've got to write a whole page worth, and it's more stressful than it is helpful. So one of the ways that journaling has helped, like it says, it allows me to reflect on the day, reflect on how I'm feeling. Why is it in a little bit more, it goes a little bit more in depth, I guess, than your mood journaling. And, so it's like a little talk to myself. So if I was my own friend, which I should be, right? Sometimes we say mean stuff to ourselves. If we ever said those sort of things that we say to ourselves to a friend, we'd be so upset with ourselves, right? It's like, how dare you say that to my friend? But yet we say it internally to ourselves. So, this journaling is like me talking to me, my friend. and saying, Marianne, I know you're feeling a little bit lost at the moment. I know you're feeling a little bit deflated, or isn't it great? We got so much joy today, or let's have a great goal coming up. Center yourself. And then at the same time, of course, I get to practice my handwriting. So for the love of journaling and handwriting and planners, I also use it as a form of self-care. Stick with it. Here I am. I must have felt like as if like what I was doing wasn't making any movement or any change. Sometimes I don't journal. Remember, beginning, it's not about being 100%. It's being consistent. Take three, I think, is, what three things am I good at or am I grateful for? I was feeling lost in April. So these are just my own internal thoughts of how I feel, and just getting it out of my head. Like this, it says release. Because if it's in your head, guess what? It happens. It bounces in there. It has no space to get out, and so you fester. Is it fester? Fester. You brew on it, and then you get lower and you get more anxious and right. So journaling is a way for you to be able to go and get it out of your head and down on paper. Gives you space. I think I heard it from Ali Abdal. You can't read, and he heard it from someone else. You can't read the label from inside the bottle. I love that. I love that saying. You can't. Oh, if you're in it, if your thoughts are inside and not outside, it doesn't allow you. So writing down your thoughts, feelings allows you to go and reflect on it. It helps you get clarity, and then also it then like your mood log, it gets you to know yourself a little bit better. And then also journaling. So if you love pens, you love stickers, you love creating little beautiful, headings and making your planners pretty, it gives you that little creative outlet as well. And guess what? That's self care. That's me time. Sometimes we think me time is those, let's go shopping, let's get our mani pedi done, let's get a face mask, right? It could just be as simple as writing in your journal. We're all here because we're planners, and we love planning, and we love washi tapes, and we love stickers. So it'll help boost your creativity. And guess what happens? When you start talking to yourself on paper and you're writing it down, you get to solve the problem, because it's going, oh, well, why don't I try this? Why don't I try that? Yes. So you start to become a great problem solver by journaling. Sometimes I thought at the beginning that journaling was just about, something poetic, something, like Jane Eyre, dear diary. But you can be as crude, you could be as grammatically incorrect with the way you're writing your thoughts down. So you don't have just free flowing. Don't worry, there is no rules. You can write in, full sentences. You can write just in bullet points, whatever it is. Just allows you to just problem solve a lot better, because guess what? Out of your head and down on paper. It gives you also a fantastic way to brainstorm, right? So take things one at a time. So these little headings I've taken from each book sometimes, or sometimes I'll just go, whatever thoughts or anxious thoughts I have in the moment, I write it down. And it's just a matter of like, sometimes I'll write the same thing twice, even three times, until it's just like out of my head, and then I can clearly see it. I've given myself that little bit of space. Give yourself a little bit of grace, that it's okay. Whatever you think, whatever you feel, it's okay. It's not bad. It's just the way you feel because something happened, right? You wouldn't say to a little 8-year-old girl, just going, toughen up. Oh, well, right? We speak to young children so kindly because we know that we don't want to hurt them. Just because we're 30, 40, 50, 20 doesn't mean we've got to go talk to ourselves in a cruel way. we wouldn't do it to someone else, and we wouldn't tell our children to speak that way to someone else, why are we doing it to ourselves? Let's be kind to ourselves. I know sometimes I'm not. Like my husband will catch me, Marianne, stop talking to about my wife that way. So really, really great way. And then journaling also allows you to see the challenges, see your wins. You know, it just doesn't all your journaling doesn't just all have to be about the anxious thoughts, the overwhelming stuff. It's also a great way to celebrate every little win. So journaling has been it's new to my routine, and in the past I just do that one line gratitude, but this has helped set up. So anytime the blank pages, I always say blank pages tell as much as written pages. So blank pages could have been I was having a great day that I just did the things I had to do for the day, or I was busy. So don't ever think that blank pages is a failure. It says as much as your written pages. That could have said, I spent time with my mum and dad. That could have said, I went on a holiday. That could have said, I slept in and took care of myself. Okay, so do not be harsh on yourself when it comes to blank pages. Let's quickly have a look at the chat. I hope you guys are enjoying this. Oh, hello there, Markus. Thank you so much, Markus. You are a gem. Markus, of course, is another YouTuber friend of mine. So make sure if you are a budding YouTuber and you want to get started, Markus also looks at different things that can hold you back when it comes to being creative for your YouTube account. Pardon me. Hello to you, Markus. Hello, Marianne and friends. Excellent. So, toughen up, Marianne. That's right. Toughen up. Sometimes you may have to say those words because that push, that loving push, get out there, sometimes we may have to say that to ourselves, but in a kind way. I love that. Excellent. All right. So 3 things. What else does Marianne do in the morning? And then one of the things is reading. So I use, oh my goodness, I use a Kindle. I think it's one of the purchase I bought myself. So a lot of the books I read are the recommendations from Ali Abdaal. So I trust. I've been trusting a lot of his books recommendation, and it has helped. So if you are one of these that want to be productive and get yourself into a better frame of mind when it comes to doing different things and journaling and productivity stuff, you may want to follow him because I do like following. So at the moment, I'm reading the 12-week year. This is from, I'll make sure I put all the pattern for this is from Seriano. Sewing Illustration is the website, but I'll pop it in the description after. So this is actually a pouch. So I've customized it so it has 2 pockets. So one for my Kindle and then the other one for my little spiral notebook. So while I'm reading my book, any, notes that stand out, I write it down. And the way I try and read and learn is I have to try and teach it or share it, or share the learnings with my husband in the morning. So if I can share it without having to refer to it, that is a great way for me to retain the information. So reading, of course, will help expand your mind. So one of the things that through my Plan with Purpose course, which I'll run again in July, is our brain it's called neuroplasticity. You know that thing they used to say, you can't teach an old dog new tricks? Wrong, you can. That's why they actually promote, reading, Sudoku, puzzles, in nursing homes, because you can still make sure that your brain is active, and then that it's, so reading is a great way for you to expand your mind. So, because regular reading will open up to new ideas. So, always have that beginner's mind. So, even if you know something already, and if you learn and you don't dismiss it, don't go, I don't need that, because it could just be that one line, one important keynote that can actually change your path to, whatever you want to do, whether want to be more productive. As someone who has a planner, I'll go, well, I don't need anything new. I know how to time block. I know how to track my habits. But then it's just the little nuance, the little one-liner, the little quote that they share could be the factor that can help expand your mind. So reading for me, I like to read these type of books. I want to try and read some more non-fiction or no fiction books, just to have that creativity and just that storytelling thing as well. But that's something I'll probably pick up a little bit later on. But allows you to have different perspectives as well, reading and just really broadening your understanding of the world. There's so many different things, and you don't have to read self-help books. You can read biographies, you can read whatever suits your fancy. And the great thing is that I always say is if you pick up a book and find that you're not enjoying it, you can put it down. There are books that I don't continue. So it's like the same way that I'm not going to keep watching a TV show or a TV series or watch a movie that I'm not enjoying, or, talk to someone that I'm not enjoying their company. It's the same way with books. Don't feel like, oh, I paid, $14.99 or $27.99 or whatever it is that you paid for it. I have to read it to the end. You can put a book down and pick up another one. Don't waste your time on a book that's not giving you pleasure, or it's not, expanding your mind. Also, of course, reading will help stimulate your imagination. As content creators, sometimes the way a story is told, it will give us idea. Oh, I can do that for my videos. Or if you're a teacher, the way something is told in a book, oh, maybe I can approach talking to my students this way. Or if you are at work, oh, maybe a fiction book of, a work situation, because, oh, maybe I'll try that at work with Bob, who sometimes gets me upset with the stuff that he says. So whatever it is, always make sure that you're taking something from the book you're reading. It's just really allows your imagination to run free. And then, of course, reading is also a great me time for your self-care, right? Because it helps you reduce your anxiety, because guess what? You'll be transported into a different world. Maybe forget that little that world of yours that's sort of like giving you a little bit of anxiety. So reading can also reduce your anxiety, and then it can help promote relaxation, a little bit of me time, and again for your mental well-being. So Marcus says some books need an effort because they start slow. That's right. So yes, so some do, some, or you can always pick it back up again later down the track. I remember when my husband. Sorry, I'm scratching because I'm sweating under there, and I should put my cooling fan, my fannerette. There's a book or book series that my husband said, oh, you should read this. And it talked about it talked too long about Egyptian cotton and how many thread counts. And it was like already half a page of it. And they're going, yeah, get on with the story. And I'm sure later down the track, it would be, a beneficial information. But it was just like, oh, yes, it's so slow. Yes, some books do need an effort because they do start slow. But then if, you feel like you're reading the same line over and over again, and then you're just like getting lost in it, then you may want to just, start it another time. So good advice there, Marcus. All right. So then the other thing that I like to do is track my expenses. Now, I won't go through this too briefly because I might do a separate video about this a little later down the track. So all it is, we got into debt-free journey back in 2017, and I think we got out of debt in 2017. And originally we followed Dave Ramsey, and then I followed the Budget Mom. So one of the first things that I like to, in my morning routine is I like to track our expenses. So I don't do it daily now because it is such a routine that I know really well because I've been doing it for so many years. But I track my expenses. If it's not daily, it's on every second day. So whatever we spend money on the day before, I track it down, I color code it. So then at the end of the month, we'll get to know exactly how much did we spend on grocery, how much did we spend on the school, how much did we spend on family stuff, how much did we spend on special occasions. So then by knowing where our money went, we can figure out, how to budget better for it. So budgeting for us gives us financial clarity, because then that way recording our expenses will allow us to know our spending habits. So I know in April I spent way too much on stationery, and hence why in May I'm having a no spend May on stationery, because it's just, I went crazy. Silly Marianne, there's some planners and pens here that I'm not even using. It's just because I wanted it, and so being mindful of what you're spending your money on will allow you to budget better, so you don't get yourself into debt and you don't get yourself into financial stuff, and you can plan better for any financial goals you have. If you're saving for a holiday, if you're saving for a home deposit, if you're putting money aside for next year's tuition for your children, if you're saving money for Christmas, so then that way Christmas comes same time of the year every year, and then but then if you're putting Christmas presents on credit card, you could be paying for Christmas presents still in June of the next year. So these are the things that I like to do, is because one of the things that can be stressful in life is finance stuff, right? So let me know in the chat, or if you are watching on replay, I'm not forgetting about you guys that are watching on replay. Let me know if it is something you want me to go over. It'll be just very simple, basic financial routine, because here in Australia, it's very regulated. It's more like, I think, investing and everything like that. But I'll just go very basic expense tracking, and how to assign your income to all the different categories. So because I don't want to get shut down. So knowing where your money is going will allow you to budget better, and then also it makes you be intentional with your spending. So for me, I've got lots of gear here. I've got cameras. I've got Stream Deck, I've got microphones that really I probably shouldn't have spent all the money on, but later down the track they were helpful. But being financially responsible is one of the ways to help you be less stressed, because when you are worrying about your money, that can leak into your family, your household life with your children. My poor young one, my 15-year-old will go, Mum, let's buy some McDonald's, and I'll go, no, we won't be able to get McDonald's. And then I'll go, that's too expensive. And oh no, I don't want my children to be going, oh, we never did anything when we were young because Mum said it was too expensive. So it just helps you be more intentional with your spending. Also, tracking your expenses helps you prioritize where your money's going, what your goals are. So then you don't, like I said, you don't get yourself into debt. And then you get to also see, because sometimes when people do budgeting, they'll go, oh, we got to cut down on our grocery budget, because they might see that, someone is spending this many $100 per week for their family. But you might go, hang on, I have 6 people in my family. They only have 3. Or, they live in a city that's really a lot cheaper than where I live. So before you start cutting things down out of your budget, especially your grocery budget, make sure that it's, in line with what you have. So for me, maybe we could cut down a little bit on our grocery budget, but that would mean I won't be able to go get my brie cheese, my camembert cheese, my crackers, and all the fun snacks that I love. And so, what will happen? That'll make mum cranky because she can't have the nice cheeses she wants to have while she's reading her book. See, it allows you to go and balance what things are important to you. So, tracking your finance is great. And like I said, having a clear overview of your finances can help reduce those anxiety about money and about your future goals. So let me know, do you track your habits, your spending habits in the morning? Let me know. Marcus says, my money disappears without saying goodbye. Bye. Doesn't even show up, does it? Just goes like teenagers nowadays. So Thank you so much. Yes, this is hairband. It's in the description. Tiara and Crown. So they are an Australian company. So really, cheese and crackers, important, right? Without them, Marianne gets a little bit cranky when there's nothing to snack on. So really, really important. So that's another one of my ideal morning routines. So let me know if you in the chat or in the comments in the replay if uh, tracking your finance is one of the things you want to implement, whether in your morning or in the afternoon or in the evening or at least once a week, if it's something, a habit that you want to implement. And then, of course, the other thing is working out is another one of those things that I want to try and get better at. So let me show you. So where is my workout? Workout there. Hey, not too bad, right? So Friday, Saturday, Sunday of last week, I didn't get to do it. Saturday, I was out with my mum and dad. Sunday, what did we do yesterday? Oh, I just did nothing. Mother's Day, and I think Friday I was busy doing. But my goal was 3 to 5, 3 to 5 times a week, do some sort of workout. Right. So I've got a little workout tracker. Now, the reason, of course, it's important to add movement. I used to think workout was like 45-minute, 1 hour type of exercise. No, if you get outside, go for a brisk walk, something that elevates your heart rate a little bit. It's a great part of your daily activity. So I found when I did 21 days in a row of just getting myself outside walking, it boosts your mood because it helps with, first of all, getting outside, getting some sunshine. So any physical activity releases all those, nice hormones that give you those dopamine hits and happy feelings. And I used to think, yeah, whatever. But then I did a bit of a comparison of when I was walking on a regular basis, and it was just 10-15 minute normal walk, not power walking or anything, versus when I didn't. And yes, it did affect my mood greatly. So if you can only just get, a couple of minutes of walking outside into your day, that is better than nothing. Getting that sunshine will also help you boost that feeling of happiness and well-being. And of course, working out, increases your energy level because you're like, whew, it wakes up everything in the morning. So then that way you can tackle your day a lot better. And then, of course, for your health, your heart rate, for women, I think here in Australia, not and I think maybe all around the world, heart diseases is one of the things that big problem for women and of course men as well. And so really important to get those cardiovascular exercise and movement into your day. And then for me as 49-year-old person, and they talk about making sure your bones, I think osteoporosis, I've heard those words before. I'm not too versed on those, but any type of movement strengthens your muscles, improves your flexibility, and then also, keeping a good balance. So later on in my years, in my 60s, 70s, and 80s, balance is so important for people because, you don't want to fall when you're old because the stats about that, right? And so working out is important to help overall give you that physical energy and mental well-being. So, anyone else wanting to do working out as part of, improving their selves, getting better at it? I should be doing more, but one small step at a time. So, sometimes I'll do 17 minutes, 9 minutes. So I use Fit On app. So let's have a look. So on here, Fit On app, and then what I do is I used to go and follow whatever the daily recommendation, but then I get, because we're like, oh, I don't want to do that one. So on the Fit On app, I can choose on here the time. Oh, you can't see. Let me see. It's the time. So 5 to 10 minutes, 10 to 20, the intensity, low, medium, high, and then the target area. And I actually wrote it down on my tracker. So I erased habits from there and I just wrote out workout. So the duration, the intensity, and which target area. So then that way, if I only want to do maybe 5 to 10 minutes, I might choose a workout that is a little bit more medium intensity or high intensity. And then I'll go, oh, I don't want to do my legs today because I did squats yesterday and they're hurting. So then I go and choose which target area that I might want to do. So that is why exercising, don't just think that exercise is about those 45 1 hour, the jumping around and your heart rate and you're sweating. Any type of movement is a good movement. Get all the falling in while you're still young and somewhat unbreakable, right? Because you'll bounce back a lot better because your muscles are all still and bones are not brittle. That's it. Don't do that. Don't fall because they say that when you are old, one of the things that if you do fall. So yes, I don't want that. I don't want to even think about it. Okay. So working out. And then the other thing that I have on my task card. So we've covered meditate, mood log, journal, read, track expenses, workout, and skincare. Now, I haven't been very good with my skincare in my 20s, 30s, and even early 40s. And so, of course, now, when the lines are showing up a little bit more in the, what are they called? Crow's feet? I'm not too bad, but I'm making sure that I am looking after my skincare because, especially for women, and if Elle's still here, would know that skincare and the way we look does affect how we feel. All right, because when we're looking in the mirror, and because unfortunately for us women, the women we see out on social media, in the magazines, they're being airbrushed. And so we think that's the way skin's supposed to look. But now, they're getting exposed that their skin is just normal like everybody else. But because we don't see the wrinkles and then the dark spots or the acne scars or things like that, we then start to think that our own skin is not perfect, when in actual fact, everyone has all these different things. But one of the things that I do, or I am starting to do, is look after myself. So I actually had won a what do you call this, competition for from a retail, a health and beauty retail store. So for those of you that might know, I won, I'd be part also of a magazine. And so as part of that, I won a voucher. So I was able to get a lot of, skincare stuff. So I'm not very good with skincare brands. So Elle will be able to help more with these things, Elle Naturally, and what's in them. I don't know what's in them. I just go by sometimes really what is on special. right? What is on sale. So I'll go and top up on those things. So what I do as part of my financial routine is, where is it? I go and save up, put some money aside on a regular basis. I have what's called a cash envelope. So under Marianne, there's nothing in there at the moment because I still have to go and top that up. So I put on either a weekly or fortnightly basis, which is bi-weekly, either $10, $20 a week. So then when there is a big special and a big sale on the skincare that I have, I go and buy up because sometimes it'll be 40% or 50%. And so I'll go top up on the skincare that I have. So at the moment, the brand that I use is Olay. So it's Olay is actually, my mum used to use it back in her young days. And so I went, and so I think some of these were part of a package. So this, to wash your face. So I go and put a cleanser, exfoliate a lot of the dead skin cells, right? And then I also put serums. I don't know what these serums do, but all I know is when I do wake up the next day, my feel doesn't look like it's sunken. It doesn't look like it's gray. So I have serums and then, of course, moisturizer and then the eye cream. So for me, I'm not very versed with skincare stuff. I know what works for me, what doesn't feel sticky or what doesn't make my face um, feel oily. So at the moment, the Regenerist Olay uh, range is the things that I use. So I do that. So, skincare, morning, I'm better than evening. I actually don't do evening as well. So that's something I'm going to have to work on with my evening routine. But looking after your skin is another great self-care, me time moment, right? So it enhances, taking time for your skin promotes the self-love. You accept yourself. You see yourself more in the mirror. Sometimes when you see yourself more in the mirror, you start to look at yourself and go, hey, you're okay looking. You're all right. You're not, you don't be so hard on yourself. Because when I was in my late late teens, early 20s, I had really bad acne, and then I get sometimes upset that I have the acne scars, and then when you take the photos that they show up more than again, those unfiltered photos. So doing skincare for me, what it has done is allowed me to start to accept myself, start to accept my face the way that it is. And hey, I think at 49, I'm doing all right. I mean, without makeup, maybe the self acceptance isn't as high, but getting better. But skincare for me, of course, helps foster those positive self image and helps boost my image. And then, of course, by having a regular skincare, and if you do put makeup on, like I do majority of the time when I get on camera, you have a nice canvas. You don't have the dead skin cells. It's not oily, and it helps promote better skincare. And again, it helps boost your confidence. Looking after your skin the same way you look after your body by eating healthy, the same way you look after your heart, your muscles, your bones by exercising, doing skincare, as Elle would know, and a lot of you that do, look after your skin are probably a lot better than I do, will help boost your confidence. You'll have clearer, healthier skin, and then improves your self image. And then also following a much better skincare routine and that I'm getting better at. I'll show you my PM routine. I forget. Sometimes I go to sleep with my makeup on. I know it's not good, but hey, one step at a time, right? So we got to be kind, embrace the one small steps, and then yeah. So this, of course, will help prevent dryness, and then the lines, and then one of the things is prevents premature aging. Yes, yes, that's right. So really, really important. So those are my skincare routine. Marcus says, my skincare routine, I shave once a week. But see, men can have they look nice where they have that, the stubbles and the beard. So you're doing well there. For us, though, I might have to go and pluck some of my mustakas. I call them my mustakas, my mustache. But yes, well, of course, I love the skincare too. Yes, so really important. So I save up my money. So as part of my financial tracking, my expenses in the morning, I put money aside. So then, because skincare can get quite expensive, right? So see, women have all these, more expenses sometimes than men with when it comes to their health and beauty. So then I save up because the retail store that I buy them from, Priceline, will have a regular 40% off or 50% off, and that is such a big savings when you have to buy serums, eye cares, cleansers, toners, all the other things that go along with skincare. So that is the thing. So let me know. So let me just put these aside. Out of the morning routines that I do, so we have I. Thank you, Mark. It's my skincare fun. Thank you for that. Is yes. I'll go make sure now. Next time I'll go. This skincare is brought to you. Thank you, Marcus. Oh, not necessary, but thank you. I do appreciate that little super sticker. You're so kind. Sometimes you make me laugh. All right. So my morning routine, meditating. So let's quickly have a look. Meditating. It helps calm your mind, logging your moods, and makes you aware of your emotions so then you can manage it better and do things that will make you feel better. Journaling in the morning allows you to reflect and release those emotions, and then talk to yourself a little bit kinder because you can't read the labels of a bottle from the inside. And then reading is a great way to expand your mind, get great ideas, storytelling. One line, one quote could be the big changer that can affect, the way you manage your day. And then tracking your expenses allows you to know where your money is going. So you're not wondering where it went. Plan a little bit better, budget a little bit better. Working out, of course, helps your body, your heart rate, and lets you live longer. And then, of course, skincare is another way for you to boost your confidence and help those premature aging. So there we go. You, Marcus, makes me laugh. So hello, the Marcus Skincare Hall. Next live coming soon. Exactly. Oh lol, I'm a sponsor now. Yes. This face is brought to you by Marcus, YouTuber, YouTuber of the month. Thank you so much. You are so funny. Thank you, Marcus. I do appreciate it. Now, like I said, shot using one of those cool cameras. That's right. Yes, those cool cameras that I've purchased. Now, as I said, mental well-being is very, very important. And one of the things that I have learned is it doesn't happen overnight. Right. So these routines, you may do one, you may do two, you may do some. Right. So I've shown you, I don't do all of my morning routines each and every time. I'm really good. I'm really good at the beginning of the month. So I'm fantastic. And guess what? I'm probably going to be good at the end of the month, the middle of the month sometimes. But I pick up again. If it's not the next day, maybe the following day. So be kind to yourself. If you do implement any of these morning routines into your habits and you go, oh, it doesn't work for me, try again. Maybe it might not be a morning routine. It might be something you do in the afternoon or in the evening. Do what works for you. Planning is very personal, right? So what works for Marianne, what works for Stephanie, what works for Marcus, and what works for any other plannerette in our community may not work well for you. But these things just help you, give you ideas, and hopefully inspire you to add these little things. So if you ever go, I'm feeling so overwhelmed in the morning. I feel lost. I feel chaotic. I'm looking at my phone and getting upset about what I read. So maybe don't look at your phone. Now, for me, I tried not looking at my phone as first thing in the morning. It doesn't work for me. I like to check this. Sometimes I'll read something that, of course, that I may not like. That's something that I have accepted that, okay, Marianne, you're upset now. What do you need to do? Go do your breathing, go log your mood and do it that way. And then those habits are the ones that are your stepping stones to get you eat better each and every day. Now, I do have a link in the description of a previous video, or I think it's a live stream on how I plan a well balanced week. So make sure you check that out, or it will be up here once the live stream has processed. So I do appreciate you. And if you do want to look at planning with purpose, uh, and figuring out ways to overcome overwhelm, stress, and what tools and techniques to use to help you get a better hold of your day, your week, and look at what goals that you want to achieve. I am going to be opening up my Plan with Purpose 8-week transformative journey again in July. So I do have a wait list in the description right now, and I think it's something that might be helpful if you have tried many things before. It's actually probably a lot of the things that we talk about, the tools and techniques, something you have heard, you've tried yourself, but it's actually putting it into a way that you just makes you go, oh, that's the tool that I need. So hopefully it's something that you can find beneficial. Plan with Purpose, 8-week transformative journey. I'm going to be opening it back up again in July. So make sure you sign up for the wait list. But in the meantime, I hope that you have a great day, great week. So plan your day, plan your week, action it, and then if it doesn't work out, review it. Okay. So I'll see you all next time. Thank you for joining in.